Okay, how bad is the quality? Let's see. Hey D-Fogs, hey VDog55. We'll see how the quality is here. Hey TC. Okay, it's blurry. Hey Mike, hey John. Mirrored and blurred. Okay, so let me, yeah, so the issue I'm having is normally when I hook up my hotspot and go live, I go live straight from the camera setting. I do that for some reason. It's making me go through Google Hangouts, and Google Hangouts really hates my reception. So I don't know if I'll be able to get this to come in clear enough to actually do an unboxing. Let me see if I can get rid of the mirroring. Okay, guys, let me know if it's properly oriented now or if it's still mirrored. Now I gotta find my window again. Because on my end, it looks like it's the right way. But if it's not, I can just untick that. Where'd my chat go? There it is. Okay. Fixed it? All right, cool. Good, good, good. So how is everybody's Sunday? Is everybody having a good Sunday? I woke up ungodly. Now the breath RDA image is reversed. Okay, so what I'll do is, yeah, I think what's happening is because one of my cameras mirrors itself and the other camera doesn't. So let me see. We'll go to effects, transform. Okay, let me know if the breath RDA incorrectly. I know I have a really bad delay, so you know what? I'm probably flipping all of this around and you guys are... Now it's mirrored? Okay. All right. So let me go back to my settings. And there we go. Okay, now everything should be good. Because I can't pull up my own stream, otherwise my quality will drop even further. Okay. Oh, I got a runny nose. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm going to be sniffling a lot. All right, I'll put that to the side. Hey, James Franklin. All right, let's see who came in. Marcia, how do you say your name? Marcias? Sergio? Hey, Jamie, I haven't seen you in a while. Luis Beta. Vapor Meets World. Hey, James Franklin. Oh, that really bums me out that YouTube wouldn't let me go straight from my camera and made me go through Google Hangouts. Right now, I'm vaping on the Drop Dead art of the paranormal with this e-liquid that I cannot track down. The name of the e-liquid is just good. That's what they call company name or manufacturer on the bottle. So I picked it up at Atlanta Vape Expo, and I have no idea who manufactures it, but it's really good. It's a bakery flavor. Don't tell me what kind of bakery flavor, because there's no flavor description. But to me, it's like a Cinnabon, but not really any cinnamon. But I get like a nice doughy bakery with like a frosting. Hey, MBK. Good morning, David. Okay, so let's get right into this. I'm going to move my chair here and see if I'll still be on camera. I just realized I have a hair over my lens. All right. So the breath RDA, I think, has been out for quite a while now. It's nothing really new. It's just new to me. It was sent to me by Advocacy. So thank you, Advocacy, for that. So I did go ahead and take it out of the cellophane and do a peek at it. Interesting. I was quite interested by it. So that's why I figured unboxing. So on the back, you have, your standard contents, all of the information on the back, chuff cap, which I thought was interesting is that they include 2 caps, but the only differences are actually the mouthpiece. So you also get that in there, a little cloth, and your Dr. Coil package here, which looks like there is a really, really chunky scissors, a really chunky tool in there, and I'm curious. So I've not watched any reviews on this RDA. I know absolutely nothing about it. I know of Vapors MD, but not a whole lot. All right, so what do we got in here? Lots of goodies. So we got coils, got a small hex key. Ah, that's a flathead screwdriver. Dr. Coil. And then we got some flathead post screws. Looks like some sunken grub screws. And then flathead, where are those? Phillips. So you got Phillips, flathead, and grub screw options. Spare O-rings, coils. So lots of goodies there. Just go ahead and set that down. If there's 3 post screw options, what post screws are in here? So here's the first cap, 810 wide bore. Got slotted airflow on each side. Of course, I got mine in purple. Hey, Ruffines. So let's go ahead and pull the top cap off. O-rings are nice and tight. 2 post. And we got flathead screws installed. Hope my thing's focusing okay. I didn't think to check that. Open it. Well, right away, I like that one of the posts is open-ended. That makes installing coils way easier. So you got one side of the post. Come on, focus. Let's see here. Focus. All right. So you got one side of the post open. The other one is closed, which is weird. I don't understand why they didn't go ahead and just do both sides open. It doesn't really matter. At least if one's open, it makes putting your coils in easier. So what coils am I going to use in here? All right, let me see. Sorry, I was looking at chat. All right, I'm gonna go with some Vapaholics Anonymous coils, and these should be Aliens 3 times 28 gauge of nichrome 90 wrapped with 36 gauge nichrome 90, and should come out to a 0.12 for the set. And these are pre-bent, so since the post holes are the same height, should be pretty easy to install those. My coil. There we go. Good morning, Ashley. How are you today? All right, so what I'm gonna do here is pre-clip my lead, because sharing post holes get it really close to that airflow. And I'm not even on camera. Sorry about that, guys. All right, got that one cut. I'm gonna go ahead and just mirror that. I need one of them coily tools that I keep seeing everybody with. I'm doing good, Ashley. I woke up really early this morning, more peppy than usual, and figured, hey, what the heck? Why don't I go live? I don't think many other people go live at this hour. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm not cutting into anybody else's live stuff. All right. That notch on that notch cut out on that one post makes this really easy. Now let's see about sliding. These aren't really big coils. I mean, they're aliens, so if they can't go in these post holes together, there's a problem. Which look just fine. I just want to get my leads where I want them. Keep moving off camera. I'm sorry, guys. Been a while since I built on a deck like this. I mean, honestly, most of my RDAs I've been using lately have either postless decks or drop-in style decks. So it's been a while since I've used a 2-post like this. Simple enough, though. Didn't look too hard. Okay. Interesting where that airflow slot is. Oh, a little too close there. Back my coil up a little bit. I'm not sure, do I want to pull it up above that airflow slot or try to drop my coil down? I think I'll try it just with the bottom portion of the coil in front of that airflow. What do you guys think? If it'll focus. You can see the bottom part of my coil through that airflow. So we'll try it there first and see how that goes. So interesting, when I popped off the cap, so the airflow control is actually milled into the deck. So your top cap. And then to shut your airflow off, you're going to turn, and it's going to get blocked by that. Now, something that I noticed is when you're turning it off, you can't, it doesn't seem like you can turn it more than, if you go more than halfway, it starts to open up on the other side, which I guess, you know, we'll see once I vape on it. I highly doubt that this is meant to be a mouth to lung or really restricted draw RDA, but I just thought it interesting that you can only close it down about halfway before it starts to open up on the other side of that bump out. Let's go ahead and put this on a mod. Yeah, John, I love my tenderfoot stand. They're expensive, but so worth it. Really love it. I wish I could do word turning because I would make myself a ton of these. Hey, Ian. Oh, Ashley, you have a coily? I'm jealous. No coily for me. I need to track down who sells them and get me one. And turn my wattage down. And let's see what she ohms out to. All right. 0.088. Let's give her a fire. Oops. I tell you what, with these Vapors Anonymous coils, Mitchell is the guy who makes them. And I find that I have to do very little strumming or anything to get them to glow evenly, which I like because I'm not really a big fan of contact coils because I hate having to pulse and strum them and get hot spots out. I don't know if it's the Nichrome 90 that's making the difference, but I really don't have to strum them to get them glowing nice and even. Make sure that my leads are still tight. Yep, everything looks tight, secured. Posts were easy to build on. Now let's go ahead and find me some wick. See, I'm just getting into using nichrome. I've always liked stainless steel because I can use it in temp control. So I've kind of always stayed with stainless steel, but a couple people have told me that they felt like nichrome 80 lasts longer. It doesn't get as dirty as quickly. So I figured, what the heck, I'm gonna try some nichrome stuff. And I gotta say, I do believe that nichrome maybe lasts a little bit longer, or it doesn't gunk up as quickly for me. But yeah, I find that a lot of times I have to really strum the coils and pulse them a bunch before I can get them glowing nice without any hot spots. Yeah, Mitch really is a good guy, TC. Real nice guy in the community, always eager to help people out, and great builder. Ooh, that's a bit hot. All right, so this thing does come with a squonk pin. Juice well looks fairly deep. It's not the deepest juice well, but for dripping, I figured instead of setting it up for squonking, I'm going to set it up for dripping, because just having that area right between those two posts just screams dripping atomizer to me. Let's see. Ooh, you know, I'm going to have to cut my wicks pretty short because of where that airflow is. I'm so used to when I drip on an atomizer, tucking my wicks underneath my coil, a build deck like this, but this one, I do that because that's where your airflow slot is. Let's cut these just a little bit shorter. Let's see how she plays. There we go. I feel better about that. Just have I tell you, before I put a build in here, the deck looked like it had much more space than what it does. I mean, I guess it's still a spacious deck. It's just having to be mindful of placing your cotton because your airflow is right there built into the deck. So normally I would tuck my wicks. I would leave them a little longer and kind of fold them and let them lay down there. But that would impede the airflow, I think. All right, what e-liquid do I want to use? Okay, I'm going to use Hit That Cookie Macadamia because I have vaped this in pretty much everything and know exactly what it tastes like. Just stick a bunch of e-liquid in there. Ooh, I might have stuck a little too much e-liquid. All right, we're sitting at a 0.09 now. Quite a bit lower than the 0.12 that Mitch put on here. I'm going to have to let him know. Mitch, your coils are ohming a little lower. I end up losing all these grub screws just sitting here. All right. How we doing? All right. Go ahead and bump my wattage up now. Hey, Roach. Hey, Greg. Good to see you this morning. Giancarlo. Oh, hello, people have come in. James, Erica. Hey, Frank. Sorry, you guys. I'll look at chat here in just a minute. I'm going to put it up, see a 0.09. I'm going to start it at 70 watts and see how it vapes from there. So the first cap I'm going to use is just the regular 810. And let's go ahead and give it a try. All right, when I tipped it, e-liquid, you know, ran straight for that slot there. So I got e-liquid kind of pulling up in that slot, which is kind of what I figured since it's sitting so low. Definitely need to pump some more wattage to it. 70 watts is nowhere near enough for this build. So we'll go up to 80. So the cap seems to be an aluminum cap, painted purple. I'm pretty happy with the purple color. We'll see how hot that cap gets. Decent airiness to it. Airflow. I got my earplugs in. I need to take those out. Airflow seems smooth. Flavor's not too bad. I think I'm going to want to cut it down. I'm going to cut the airflow down a little bit. I'm going to bump it up to 85 watts and cut it down. Let me re-drip because my wicks are already dry. Really nice that, and I over dripped. I'm terrible at over dripping. Got e-liquid everywhere. So messy. Paper towels. Hey, Tremaine. Yeah, aluminum caps either, TC. I understand why a lot of companies do them because it's much easier for them to offer a lot of different colors when they do aluminum caps. It's cheaper for them. I guess I shouldn't say easier because they could do it with stainless steel. I made a mess, you guys. See, this is the stuff that I cut out of my videos when I record reviews, is me being stupid and making messes because I overdrip. All right, 85 watts. I'm going to cut down the airflow to half. All right, that's the restriction that I like. I'm not a big fan of wide open airflow. I like a bit of restriction. And I'm just leaking everywhere, you guys. Maybe squonking would have been a better choice for this RDA since I clearly don't know how to drip. Aw, thank you, Ruffines. I just hope the quality is at least halfway decent for you guys. So I'm getting pretty good flavor with it halfway open. Go ahead and try the other cap, which I don't know that the other cap's going to make a lot of difference because the airflow, let me go ahead and move this out of my way real quick. Oh, that cap is a little warm. Yeah, that aluminum. As you can see, the airflow is, am I in focus? Exactly the same. The only difference is that this is a chuff cap. So if you are a chuff cap fan, you can go ahead and use your chuff caps on this one. 24mm barrel. Let's go ahead and see. I wonder, you know what? I'm going to try to reposition my coil a little bit here and just see if the flavor changes any. See if I move it lower, right directly in front of that airflow. Go ahead and push it down a little bit. Push it down on this side. So now I have it hitting dead center of my coil on the airflow. And we'll see real quick before I use that other cap. I'll use this cap again. Halfway, because that's where I like it. And let's see. Hey, ADV. Hey, Vaping Bigfoot. All right, so I'm definitely getting more flavor, putting those coils really low, setting it so that airflow hits right at the focus camera. Thank you. It's like I have to tell it to focus before it focuses. So I got my coil sitting real low right there at the airflow. Let's go ahead and try the chuff cap. I think I have any RDAs with chuff caps. If I do, I haven't used them in a long time. Let's go ahead and close off the airflow a little bit. Wow. Huh. Good morning, James. Oh, thank you so much, Ashley. I really appreciate that because I really want to pick one up. Hey, Livewire. I'm doing good. Go to my face cam. Oh, thank you, Livewire. The Flex Kit. The Flux Kit. That's the one. That's a collab with Tofo, and is it Rigmod that did the collab with them on that one? I don't know how I feel about this chuff cap. I'm kind of liking it, but that ridge right there. All right, camera, focus for me. Come on. Pull focus. I probably got potatoes. You guys probably can't see it, but it has a lip on it. I don't know that I like that lip. It feels weird, but they also include a smaller bore, which I think I'll like this one better, even though it's Autumn. I really don't care for Autumn, but a smaller drip tip like this, which seems like it's a pretty common drip tip. I'm trying to think, do I have another one similar? I think that's a bit wider. This is a smaller bore, which I bet would make the flavor even better. Nope, this isn't the Drop Dead. My Drop Dead review, James, is already up on my channel. This is the Breath RDA by Advocacy and Vapors MD. Which I can say already, it's gonna leak a lot because I over drip like crazy. I like the chuff cap though, surprisingly. Let me try this other drip tip, and I'm gonna paint my coils so I don't over drip, because my idea of just squirting e-liquid down the center didn't work out too well for me since this airflow is so low. Let's try the smaller drip tip. Leave it wide open. Oh yeah, that definitely concentrates the flavor a lot better. Even wide open, it helps just restrict it a little bit. I'm going to close it down because it's a little whooshy with that smaller drip tip. Yes, Bigfoot. I do DIY e-liquid, but anymore, I used to DIY a lot, and I didn't buy e-liquid for about a year. I didn't buy e-liquid unless it was just to support a company that I really liked. And I got bored. I got really bored with my own DIY. Oh, sorry. It's my phone. Let's see. Sorry about that. Yeah, I used to DIY a lot, and then I kind of got bored of it, and I went back to trying commercial e-liquids. So I kind of do a bit of both. I was actually last night sitting down thinking about I want to make up some of my favorite recipes of my own. I have a banana bread recipe that I nonstop for a year straight. It was almost all I vaped was banana nut bread because I loved it so much. And I'm thinking about mixing some of that up, going back to that. Why am I trying to clean up? Let me go ahead and switch my camera. Hey, Lumi. Okay. Let's go ahead and go back over to my other seat. Ugh. All right. Ah! Let's take off the transform. And let's see. There. How's that look, guys? Well, yeah, V-Dog. That's the same problem I ran into. That's probably why I got tired of it, because I got tired of vaping subpar e-liquid. I had a couple recipes. For me, DIYing, it would be like I would have one really good recipe, but 10 that didn't turn out the way I wanted. And it can get real frustrating if you're somebody that wants to create from scratch and not go on other people's recipes. So, first impressions of the Breath RDA. The flavor is good. My issue, I think, is going to be dripping. I'm going to over drip a lot just because of how low that airflow sits. It's going to be really easy to over drip. And if you tilt it towards the airflow holes when you've over dripped, it's just going to run right out on you. Obviously, this is first impressions, not a review. So I will go ahead and vape on this for a while. Then I'm going to put the Greg. And then I'll put the squonk pin in and try it in squonking mode and see if I like it any better. One opportunity that I can say right away that was missed is with this, the way they built the airflow control into that deck, they could have easily not side of this cap like they did on the Dead Rabbit RDA and allowed it so as that your cap has a stopping point so that you could easily unscrew it off your mod. Because as you can see right now, when I try to unscrew it off my mod, the cap just spins and spins. It's going to be one of those that you really have to grip down on it to get it to come off. If you just try to grab the barrel and spin it, it's not going to come off your mod. So that's a missed opportunity, I think, that they easily could have done, because that bump out is essentially already there with the airflow. Is that Dean in my chat? Hello, Dean. If you guys aren't already subscribed to Vaping Biker, definitely go over to his channel and hit that subscribe button. He creates some awesome reviews, awesome videos. He goes live every Monday. He does impromptu live unboxings. Definitely go check out Vaping Biker. I mean, you guys should all already be subscribed to Vaping Biker, but if you're not, go check him out because he's awesome. And then we got Lumi in here. Lumi is a up-and-coming new female reviewer. She started doing juice reviews and other reviews of vape stuff on her channel. She's also a Twitcher, or I don't know what you call it. What do you call Twitch streamer? There you go. Thus in her name. She's a Twitch streamer, so you can find her on Twitch too. Socrates. Oh my gosh, it's 2:16 in the morning? Well, yeah, I forgot. It's 12 p.m. here. Wow. Well, thanks for tuning in at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3RD. Does anybody have any questions about the breath RDA? I think I don't know how I did. This is my first live stream, first impressions. But yeah, flavor's good. Not really sure about dripping on it. I just feel like it's going to be one of those where I have to pull my cap off and paint my coils. Hey, Joanne. Good to see you, honey. Yeah, I just really feel like I have to paint my coils because it's too easy for me to over drip. We'll see though, after a couple days use, maybe I'll get a little better and not over drip on it. What is the price? Good question, Bryce. I have no idea because this was the first compared. Greg, you want to Google food form price of the Adkins breath RDA is? Big hearts to Greg the wrench. He wrenches a ton of live shows, and he is a moderator in a ton of Facebook groups, and he is a huge help to all of us vape reviewers here, and really great guy. See ya, Han. $29.90 to $38.80. $30. I mean, $30 is reasonable. I don't know. I wouldn't pay. I don't know about $40. Well, I guess because they include an additional cap, that might justify the price. They do put all of the extras that you would expect. They include coils. Ooh, let me look on the. Nope. They don't say what kind of coils. They don't say what the coils ohm out to or what metal they are on their packaging. So no idea there. Yeah, $35 seems like a reasonable price for this RDA. Can I say something about the Kimmy RDA? No, I don't think I will ever be designing any products. Well, I guess I shouldn't say ever, never, because that usually comes back to bite you in the butt. But I really have no innovative ideas. And I really don't think I would want to design anything unless I had ideas for innovation that offered something new and that was an improvement, which I guess everybody says, you know, they don't want to design something unless it's, you know, something new. Thank you, Greg. And thank you, Lumi, too, for putting the price. A mod that giggles. Oh my gosh. I have a feeling that would get on a lot of people. So I noticed when I move my coil down right in front of the airflow, it crackling sound. Makes it a little more hollow sounding. but the airflow is still really smooth. Slightly restrictive even on its wide open setting, but still plenty of vapor. Let me redrip. Yeah, I just got to learn not to over drip on this thing. I guess not everybody has problems with. You love crackling coils? Yeah, these aliens definitely crackle. They get really good alien coils. The only thing negative I can say about Vaporholics Anonymous coils is they ohm a little lower than what he writes on them. So if you're somebody that doesn't have a mod that can fire lower builds like below 0.1, you'll find yourself not being able to use the coil. But as far as performance, the coils are awesome. Thoughts on the flavor ban? Well, I hope everybody that's in this live stream today had went and put in their comment. I was really bummed out when the news came out that somebody, an organization, or I guess can't say an organization, but an entity used submitted, what was it, like 250,000 anti-vaping comments. So they were all fraudulent comments. The FDA did narrow down the IP and was able to keep from further comments coming in. But that loaded the comments with about 250,000 fraudulent comments. Really just because the one thing that we have been pushing so hard for is to get as much legitimate, real user data to the FDA. That, you know, that being the flavor survey that Dimitri and them had put together and were pushing. On top of that, we had the FDA comment period. So it was just a great opportunity to get real world vapors, users of vape, you know, vape users, people that vape e-liquids, and get their testimonies on how flavors helped, get statistical data from the survey on how flavors help vapors, and then to see that somebody tried to sabotage it by doing, you know, using bots to enter all of those fraudulent comments. It really disappointed me, but I'm holding out hope. I know a lot of people have had some real negative thoughts about it because of FDA, what they've done in the past with other open comment periods, not related to vaping, and how they kind of just threw everything out once it got corrupted. But I'm holding out hope that our comments, you know, even with the 250,000, I think we still have like 200 to 250,000 legitimate comments. And I'm really hoping a lot of those are from vapors and that the FDA will read those and take those into consideration. And of course, always remember, it's not just filling out the comment, but also talk to your local representatives, talk to your state representatives, send emails. If you're not already, join CASA.org. They do calls to action for local state regulation. There are a lot of states that have had taxes imposed this year. We have local flavor bans like in California and San Francisco. All of those things in New York and New Jersey, they're constantly facing flavor bans and taxes on vapor products. So it's really important not only to participate in the federal level with the FDA comment period, but also make sure that you're looking out for your local, state, and city regulations and talk to your representatives. Send emails, find them on Twitter, let them know you're a vapor, let them know you know, how it helps you quit smoking, how important it is to be easily accessible. And that's something like the American Cancer Society has changed their position from kind of a, it's there, but we don't know enough about it, to, okay, it's significant, you know, it's less harmful than tobacco, and we should be making it accessible to smokers. A really good step forward. Get the ACS, the American Heart Association, the Nicotine Alliance, all of those organizations that push for smoking cessation. If we can get those organizations to think of vaping as smoking cessation or harm reduction, it will greatly improve our chances of separating vaping from tobacco products. Right now, we are still classified as a tobacco product, which means any taxes, any regulations that's put on tobacco products is put on vaping. So it's really important that these organizations, these health organizations, start looking at smoking cessation so that we have evidence to say this needs to be separated from tobacco. And hopefully our organizations, our advocacy organizations, can find a way to create a lobbyist group to go to these politicians and say, this needs changed. Vaping should not be categorized as a tobacco product. And I know there is one state, and I cannot remember it right now. I cannot. Missouri, Minnesota. There is one state, or is it Alaska? If somebody knows, correct me in the chat. There is one state that has separated vaping from tobacco. Even though federal regulation, the FDA classifies it as a tobacco product, took it upon themselves to classify vaping or declassify vaping as a tobacco product. And they're treating vaping as a separate industry from tobacco, which is awesome. Which is, if every single state would do that, it would be amazing, because then we would be able to push more mainstream to the smokers, because that's our biggest problem right now, is getting it to the smokers, because it's not easily accessible. Smokers aren't walking into vape shops. They're not going on YouTube. They're looking at mainstream media, and mainstream media is demonizing vaping right now. So I think it's really important, and I hope that's the direction it goes in the United States. But the only way it's going to go that direction is if we all advocate and we all do our part to tell our representatives, because one voice may not be heard, but hundreds, thousands of voices will get the attention. So it's really important that we increase the number of people advocating, as well as advocating to smokers, advocating to non-smokers, you know, inform of the idea that vaping causes popcorn lung, informing the people that think that vaping is more dangerous than smoking. And now we're lucky enough that we have enough data and enough scientific research that we can come to them with facts and data that, yes, it's 95% or more safer than combustible tobacco. You know, long-term studies are starting to come out. Studies that have been going on for 5+ years are starting to come out. And that's just going to continue. Every year, we're going to get more and more studies that have been going for the last 5 years. A great guy here on YouTube, he goes by Vaping with Thesis, is his YouTube channel. Nas, he has been a part of a long-term study that it's not published yet, and he can't say a lot about it. But when he went to the doctor in participation of this study and he had his lung x-ray, his lungs are completely clean. His, the breath tests that you do, you know, where you measure how strong your lungs are, his lung capacity is increased like by 60% or something like that. So he found in his experience with vaping, all of these positives, all of these increasing health. His lungs look the doctor told him his lungs looked that of a smoker. So really good positive. I hope that the study that he's a part of gets more data like that, and that study comes out and shows the long-term effects of vaping and how the positive, that there are positive signs associated with it, not just short term of I quit smoking, but your lungs can regenerate while vaping. You don't care for flavors? Well, I mean, and that's important too. It's not just people that like their desserts or their free heard. Tobacco e-liquid users need to be heard too, because if keep from smoking, then that is important just as much as fruits or desserts or bakeries or any other flavored e-liquid out there. Really? Hey, guy. Yeah, I think with vape shops, they're different in every city. Every city, you're going to find different e-liquids carried. Of course, you got the bigger names. They're, the bigger kind of mainstay brands that'll be in every vape shop. But every vape shop I go to surrounding me has a different variety of e-liquids, different tobaccos, different fruits. So it really, yeah, and that's a big thing, defogs, is options. The more we face these flavor regulations and the taxing, I mean, the FDA already kind of limited, the FDA already kind of limited our options when they imposed the PMTAs, because a lot of companies had to drop a lot of their flavors as well as their nicotine levels. Like, companies really stopped selling higher nicotine e-liquid when the PMTAs came out, because that would be another PMTA they had to fill out and another submission, more money, because you have to submit it on each individual flavor, each individual nicotine strength. So it gets really expensive to carry 600 different flavor options in 12 different nicotine levels. So we've already seen a decrease in variety just from the FDA regulations alone. All right, Ashley, see you later, sweetie. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, I've not vaped a tobacco e-liquid in years. I've had a couple like caramel tobacco custards and things like that, but not a true tobacco. I found once I initially quit smoking that I didn't want tobacco more. It was too much of a reminder of smoking for me. And I just got to a point where I just didn't like the tobacco e-liquids anymore. But everybody's different. Some people, want to stay with tobacco. Some people flavor of tobacco, and it's important that everybody get to enjoy what they like. Oh, that's awesome, Uncle Rock. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm the same way, defogs. Like, if I'm gonna have a tobacco-ish flavor, I like it in my pod systems, like a tobacco custard. Me neither, TC. Absolutely, Sergio. It is a fight against money. Always, I mean, at any time in situations like this where you're dealing with overregulation, demonization, if you follow it back, it's money. Yeah. For me, for a long time I said I won't use pod devices. That's too much like smoking. But the convenience factor, just being able to have that quick fix of nicotine when I'm in a place where I can't really use a rebuildable or a really cloudy sub-ohm tank. Though I do also a lot of times take out, take one of my mouth to lung RTAs out. And I like that because it's not quite as stealthy, but it's stealthy enough that I don't draw a lot of attention to myself. Same here, TC. Well, that pretty much wraps up the look at the breath RDA. So if nobody else has any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. And I hope all of you guys have a wonderful Sunday and the best Monday that you can possibly have if you're going back to the work on Monday. My kids start school next week. So this week I am going to be going from school to school, filling out paperwork, enrolling them, all that fun stuff. So busy week, but the kids will be back in school next week, and then I'll have the house to myself during the day, which will be so awesome. All right, you guys, thank you very much for joining me. I will see you later. Bye-bye.